If you don't believe in it, you wouldn't have been working for so long without imposing yourself on me.
On the news tonight, countdown to 2019 elections. APC political empire gathers more strength.
The Academic Staff Union of Universities has been such a good friend of the Commission, and I intend to meet with the President and Executive of ASU next week.
ASU strike, not a threat to 2019 polls.
As the two estates being commissioned are fully funded through the Federal Government Staff Housing Loans Board.
And housing for all, civil servants bid farewell to homelessness. A very good evening to you and welcome to NTA Network News from Abuja. I'm Elizabeth Stober. Reading with me are Dr. Oguyemi in Lagos and Bright Ebochu in Enugu. More pressure groups have continued to identify with the re-election bid of President Muhammadu Buhari as date for the 2019 elections draws closer. The latest is the Muhammadu Buhari Osinbajo Dynamic Support Group, who visited the State House on solidarity with the President. State House correspondent Adam Musumbu reports.
Described as Category A affiliate of the APC National Headquarters, the Muhammadu Buhari Osinbajo Dynamic Support Group was formed in 2014 by Nigerians of different professional, tribal, and religious backgrounds who believe in the patriotic zeal and commitment of the Buhari presidency to a corrupt-free and greater Nigeria. The national coordinator of the group, Usman Ibrahim, said the members are willing to be integrated into the Muhammadu Buhari presidential campaign structure and indeed the governance for more positive impact.
Your Excellency, we are not just supporting you for the sake of it, rather is an affirmation that anti-corruption fight is yielding results. Economic recovery is on a positive stride, as well as improved security, especially the dimensions of Boko Haram insurgents in the northeast, coupled with your penchant for a completing project that were not even initiated by you. We encourage you to continue to improve on this giant strike.
This nation needs your leadership. This nation needs your support for continuity.
To this end, the group is assuring the president of at least 40 votes per polling unit nationwide, which will amount to more than 2.8 million votes for the Buhari Osinbajo ticket. President Muhammadu Buhari described the show of support as not only a moral booster, but clear demonstration of conviction that the governing APC is on course in the task of salvaging the country for sustainable growth and development.
I have lost enough words to express my real sincere gratitude to you for the sacrifices you have been making in what you believe that will be stabilizing Nigeria. I am honestly impressed and grateful for this group of more than 2.5 million Nigerians, conviction-driven. If you don't believe in it, you wouldn't have been working for so long without imposing yourself on me at one stage or the other.
In the meantime, the Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Muhammad, had presented to the President a giant portrait of the Nigerian leader clad in 5 major Nigerian attires now being used as campaign posters across the country.
As a government, we are very glad and we are very happy that we've been able to meet all our promises, all our obligations to Nigerians. And as the year rolls out, we are more determined even to deliver more to Nigerians.
The minister used the opportunity to react to the December 31st deadline given by the organized labor to the federal government to forward the new minimum wage bill to the National Assembly for consideration.
The Nigerian Labour Congress is a very patriotic union, and I am very confident that they will not do anything that will embarrass the government or do anything that is going to, worsen the situation. We'll continue to engage them, and I think they also fully understand what the challenges are. And both parties are determined to ensure that common ground is arrived at, which will be comfortable for all.
The labor unions who rejected government's decision to set up a technical committee on the national minimum wage say they cannot guarantee industrial peace and harmony after the 31st of December 2018. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
In another development, a group known as Buhari Oshimbajo for Continuity has cautioned the opposition to focus their campaigns on issues for national development rather than demonstrating disrespect to the sanctity of the office of the president by utterances capable of disuniting Nigerians. Correspondent Usman Aliu reports that the group made their position known at a media briefing in Abuja.
The Buhari Oshimbajo for Continuity 2019 believes that efforts by the APC administration have amounted to putting Nigeria on a new beginning out of what they say depth of decay. This, the group believes, has been the focus of the President Buhari administration, which has built a foundation for a stronger nation. Therefore, the next level, as pointed out in the APC campaign, is poised to accomplish on developing the economy, improving the security, and providing the infrastructure. This group therefore reassures of their resolve for massive campaign for the success of President Buhari's re-election bid.
That we urge the opposition to respect our candidate, President Muhammadu Buhari, in their campaign speeches, as he is the president and therefore a symbol of nation.
The International Court of Justice singled Buhari out as a role model for selfless leadership in 2018. That is why we are here today and will continue to identify with him.
The group has membership in the 36 states and the FCT. In Abuja, Usman Aliu, NTA News.
Still on the political scene, the All Progressives Congress in Nasarawa State has flagged off a statewide campaign for the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari and candidates of the party in the 2019 general elections, promising to do more for the people. National chairman of the party, Adams Oshomole, says a vote for the APC is a vote for sustainable growth and development of the country.
Tagged Operation Deliver Your Polling Unit, the rally brings together party faithfuls and supporters across the 147 electoral wards of the state to drum up support for all APC candidates. To ensure the victory of the party, campaign councils for each local government areas and wards were also inaugurated to galvanize grassroots support for the party. National chairman of APC, Adams Oshomole, who presents party flag to the governorship candidate in the state, Abdullahi Sule, urges the people of Nasarawa State to renew their mandate with the party by voting President Buhari and other party candidates.
So you will go back home to spread the gospel that the forthcoming election is between day and night. And President Muhammadu Buhari, who came in to stop the thieves, block the loopholes, stop the bleeding, and begin to inject fresh blood.
I call on all and sundry to eschew politics of bitterness and mudslinging. It is our collective obligation to create serene political climate that will foster hitch-free exercise.
The party received new members into its fold. In Lafia, Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the APC Broom platform has described President Muhammadu Buhari as one of the best gifts Nigeria has ever had. National coordinator of the platform, Tom Ohire, made the assertion at a courtesy call on the government of Bauchi State. Mahmoud Ibn Mohammed reports that members of the platform were received by the state deputy governor, Audu Sule Katagum.
National media tour is aimed at taking its message to the doorsteps of the opposition, especially those misinforming Nigerians on the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari.
Presently, we have 24% of undecided votes, and this happens to be our target audience of our media tour because of the conduct. The unwarranted conduct of the PDP for 16 years, so many Nigerians did not even register for. But because of the interest in the achievement of the APC and the president of President Muhammadu Buhari, they've gone now to register to vote.
Look at the infrastructural development going on. we have 60% less money than the former administration had. But the government of Buhari has spent 2.7 trillion in infrastructural development, which is the highest in any 6-year period of any government of Nigeria since 1960.
The National Media Tour is an appraisal and fiscal inspection of developmental projects of the APC-led administration since assumption of office in 2015. In Bauchi, Mahmoud Ibn Mohammed, NTA News.
The ongoing strike embarked upon by ASU is worrisome, but will not stop the conduct of the 2019 general elections. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu stated this while swearing in the Secretary to INEC, Rose Anthony, in Abuja. Mie Ogidi reports.
Lecturers and students from higher institutions, as well as National Youth Service Corps members, constitute a reasonable number of the ad hoc staff engaged by INEC in the conduct of elections. The ongoing strike, no doubt, will create some level of manpower shortage if not called off. But INEC is optimistic that the future still looks bright.
The Academic Staff Union of Universities has been such a good friend of the Commission, and I intend to meet with the President and Executive of ASU next week as well, and all other unions in the tertiary education subsector.
On accreditation of election observers, INEC is checking the details of each group with eagle eyes.
For the 2019 general elections, the Commission has been inundated by applications from several groups within the country for accreditation to serve as observers, including support groups of candidates contesting in the elections. We shall critically scrutinize all applications from organizations interested in election observation, and only those that meet the rigorous criteria will be accredited.
Will the newly registered voters be deprived of casting their ballots as a result of undistributed permanent voters' cards?
All the 14.5 million or so newly registered voters have their cards printed and delivered to the states. So we are good to go on that score.
With the coming on board of a substantive secretary to man the secretariat of the Commission, staff of INEC will be closely monitored to ensure they remain non-partisan. Mie Ogidi, NTA News.
Away from the preparations towards the 2019 elections, the dynamism of the traditional institution in Nigeria cannot be overemphasized due to its critical role in the maintenance of peace and harmony within the society. To further strengthen the institution for sustainable development, the Cross River State government has presented 17 vehicles to paramount rulers across the state with a promise of improved welfare package. Udwak Etem has details.
The traditional institution, which is recognized and acknowledged as custodian of the people's history, culture and tradition, remains a prominent body of the society, an important symbol of royal authority. Having highlighted the achievements of Governor Ben Ayade's administration in 3 years, the Traditional Rulers Council, in an enlarged meeting held in Calabar, pledged its support for his re-election bid.
And we have an understanding that is very binding on every son and daughter of the state. We fluctuate. We move our governorship positions and other administration the way it has been scheduled.
In this election, we shall follow you to complete the next 4 years.
While presenting vehicles to the traditional rulers, Governor Ayade described the traditional institution as spiritual workforce and called for continuous support for its signature projects.
I am here with a clear message that after I finished 8 years, I would have taken Cross River State from third ward to first ward.
There was an investiture of paramount rulers of Obanliku and Bekwara local government areas, His Royal Majesty Amos Item and Linus Ode. In Calabar, Udwak Etam, NTA News.
You're watching NTA Network News. We'll now take a break to bring you some messages. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us.
Next. Lagbaja. Omo Baba Muko.
Na Baba be that.
How do I know you are not an impostor? Oh yeah, play me something.
Abba, my band members are all over the world. Let me connect with them on Glow 4G and make some great music for you. Who's on Glow here?
I got Glow. I've got Glow too.
I go show you.
Hello, sir.
Aleki, Gogo, Jide, guitar. Uzo, give me conga. Ahmed, keyboard. 1, 2, 3.
No matter where you are in the world, rest assured, Glow has you covered. Glow Oga SIM, the unrivaled big boss of data. Upgrade to a 4G SIM for free and get 125% bonus. Also enjoy 25% data bonus on all auto renewals. Dial *777# to choose a plan.
As the number of people they born they reduce, now so the money where them they get to spend they increase. Enough proof don't they to show say countries where them families they born, the number of people where they fit take care of, they stress to take care of the children, no they plenty at all for the family. If families fit they enjoy this kind benefit of expenses, we know they too much. You fit imagine how it go fit help boost country economy like Nigeria own. As leader where you be, the solution they your hand. And what you need to do now to take action now. All we lawmakers and everybody where they power and government must make sure say them put enough money down. We go make sure say childbirth spacing where plenty people sabi as family planning services full everywhere. Our pastors, imam, and traditional leaders supposed to put mouth tell them people about the better thing where child spacing they do. This work, now our handy day, we get the full responsibility to do them. We must join hand and get it together, make our future for bright. Now Federal Ministry of Health, they bring you this message.
Who am I? I'm a caregiver, a slayer,
Give them
a boss lady, a foodie. I am the chief quality inspector and chief organizer. And when I'm cooking with my Maggie Star, I become a kitchen grand master.
Every day, you choose to make the difference. That's why you choose Maggie Star, made from natural soya beans and other carefully selected ingredients to help you cook the difference.
I am the chief enjoyment officer, and I'm the magnet that brings my family together. Need I say more? But best of all, I love what I do.
With Maggie, cook the difference.
Everybody dance now.
We are the strongest, no challenge can stop us, so Lord, and we are the brightest, no darkness can blind us. We are the strongest.
Malta Guinness is packed with B vitamins to fuel your greatness.
Me, I am ready for the party. Oh yeah, I want to be smart. I go really early. Oh, I know your story. I go yaba to buy material. I go time my daily, yeah. I go no say I don't care. If you see my daily, oh, it go on everybody. Let me guide you to yellow. Let me guide you to yellow. Let me guide you to yellow.
3G is great. 4G is better. You don't know what you're missing till you experience it. Upgrade to a 4G device and SIM SMS Get to 141 to enjoy double data on Nigeria's widest 4G network.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
They swore an oath to serve our fatherland and defend the people. They traded their freedom, comfortable homes, and mortgaged their lives on the battleground for our unity and peaceful living. These are the great, fearless, loyal, and committed Nigerian armed forces who risked their lives courageously to safeguard our borders. But in the line of duty, many never returned. Nigerians, arise, let's celebrate our fallen heroes. Put on the remembrance emblem with pride to support the incapacitated and families of our fallen heroes.
The celebration postulate the matters of the resolve of our students to remain in one united country, Nigeria.
President Muhammadu Buhari enjoins all ministries, parastatals, religious and corporate bodies to donate generously to the Emblem Appeal Launch. Send your donations to these accounts. Account name, Emblem Appeal Launch. Account number 393-200-7526. EcoBank Nigeria PLC.
Thank you for staying with us on NTA Network News. Now, property worth millions of naira have been gutted by fire in Kefi Main Market in Nasarawa State. Suraj Abdullahi reports.
This is Kefi Main Market in Nasarawa State. This is about 4 o'clock a.m. and the fire outbreak started around 2 o'clock.
Before this thick dark smoke of the inferno, Kefi Main Market used to be beehive of activities, but now it has turned to debris, where traders are counting their losses in tears.
We are seriously affected. We try our best to pack some, but a lot of things have been burned.
The loss in this market is over 100 million. For me alone, it's over 5 million.
No authentic information yet with regards to the cause of the incident. However, firefighters and other security operatives were on ground to ensure orderliness. Meanwhile, Nasarawa State Government and a member representing Kefi, Karu, Kokona Federal Constituency sympathized with the victims and the people of Kefi.
When His Excellency received the news this morning, he directed that I should come and see what has happened.
Like in the case of what happened in Kano, there was some relief from the Central Bank of Nigeria. I want to use this medium with a strong voice that which was done to the people of Kano should equally be extended to the people of my federal constituency.
The incident come at a time the state government is concluding plan to relocate the traders to the new market where adequate provisions are made that can curtail reoccurrence. From Kefi, Suraj Abdullahi, NTA News.
An unfortunate incident there. Now, the Ministry of Defense has commiserated with the government and people of Zamfara and Kaduna states over the recent attacks that claimed lives of citizens with the attendant loss of property. The minister, Mansur Muhammad Dang Ali, prayed to Almighty Allah to grant the lives lost eternal rest and also grant their families the fortitude to bear the unfortunate loss. He said the Ministry of Defense and the armed forces in Nigeria remain committed and resolute in tackling current security challenges across the country and ensuring safety of lives and property, as well as protecting the nation from both external and internal aggression. The minister explained that the creation of 8th Division Nigerian Army in Sokoto, establishment of a brigade in Gusau and Burning Kebbi, in addition to the establishment of an Air Force Quick Response Force in Gusau as part of efforts to address security challenges in the Northwest. A statement by the Public Relations Officer to the Minister of Defense, Colonel Tukur Gusau, urged citizens to cooperate with security agencies to achieve desired objectives. And the Nigerian Army says effective communications play a vital role in intelligence gathering and the success of military operations. This is why language proficiency for personnel of the Army is given priority with the introduction of the Indigenous Language Proficiency course.
Our ability to adequately and professionally respond to these domestic security challenges partly depends on reliable intelligence, which is contingent to a large extent on our ability to communicate with the local population.
Policy that requires officers and soldiers to be proficient in one indigenous language other than their mother tongue. It is also aimed at addressing and breaking communication challenges between personnel and locals while conducting internal security operations.
Anybody you see in this course can be deployed to any part of the country, irrespective of whether he comes from west, north, or east.
Language brings people closer to each other. So the people who are not lettered that we are going to interact in this general area can be able to communicate with us.
The Army says it will continue to explore strategies to enhance professionalism in the discharge of its constitutional responsibility. The Nigerian Air Force has noted with dismay some reports and comments in the media regarding the unfortunate incident that led to the death of former Chief of Defense Staff Air Chief Marshal Alex Badi. A statement by the Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Ibikunle Daramola, indicates that the driver of the late Air Chief Marshal is alive and recuperating extremely well. Air Chief Marshal Bade, the statement says, has always been provided with the full complements of personnel staff and security personnel commensurate with his status as a former Chief of Air Staff, Chief of Defense Staff, and a 4-star general in the Armed Forces of Nigeria, which is contrary to information circulating in some quarters. While appreciating the overwhelming show of support received from well-meaning Nigerians during this trying time, the Air Force wishes to request that the spreading of misinformation about the incident should stop, as this could have adverse effect on the conduct of ongoing operations. Still staying with the Nigerian Air Force, the provision of adequate logistics and welfare has been identified as pivotal towards ensuring proficiency of personnel in discharging their constitutional responsibilities. This took center stage at the inauguration of some projects at the headquarters of the Air Task Force in Maiduguri. Abubakar Mohammed Musa reports that the Nigerian Air Force reiterated its commitment to placing premium on personnel welfare.
Former Chief of Defense Staff Air Marshal Alamin Dagash, who is also the special guest of honor at the occasion, acknowledged the series of progress the Air Force has continued to make in repositioning itself towards becoming more professional through capacity building and welfare of personnel.
The Chief of Air Staff and his staff have done a tremendous job to upgrade, facilitate, equip whatever structures they've put in here.
Chief of Air Staff Air Marshal Sadiq Baba Abubakar says the Nigerian Air Force will not relent in evolving strategies that will enable the service to adequately project air power to effectively deal with prevailing security threats, in addition to strengthening the welfare of soldiers, and pledged his allegiance as well as loyalty to the federal government towards reciprocating its overwhelming support to the Air Force over the years.
This commissioning ceremony gives me yet another opportunity to refocus our attention to the clarion call of the nation for our increased commitment to duty and service.
The occasion also featured winging of 5 unmanned aerial vehicle pilots for successful completion of training.
Nigerians, especially civil servants, have been urged to continually support the Buhari administration in its quest to make life better for all citizens. Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Winifred Oyoita, gave the advice when she delivered 124 houses to beneficiaries of the Federal Integrated Staff Housing Program, FISH. Adebola Brookston Sunday reports.
One of the cardinal policies of the present administration is the provision of affordable housing for Nigerians, of which the FISH program is one of the tools. The presentation of the handbook and websites is to further guide developers, off-takers and implementers to ensure affordability.
Our beloved civil servants, for whose welfare the program exists, we congratulate and appreciate you all.
The 2 estates being commissioned are fully funded through the Federal Government Staff Housing Loans Board.
This program has come to stay.
Mrs. Oyoita and other partners were conducted on a guided tour of the 2 estates in Kuje.
We've got tremendous support from Mr. President because he has always given us the opportunity to prove what we can do.
Whichever way you can be of assistance, which way you can be of value, you must add value to them.
Another good news is that most of the beneficiaries have already moved into their apartments. What a way to end the year.
In fact, it's a wonderful scheme from the federal government, especially from the Buhari administration.
The FISH program is designed to help workers increase their productivity and contribute more to national development. Adebola Brookston Sunday, NTA News.
All Farmers Association of Nigeria Northeast Zone says what the country needs at this time is the sustainability of federal government's agricultural policies, not change of government, as farmers in the country are comfortable with the agricultural revolution going on nationwide. The national president of the association, Kabir Ibrahim, said this in Damaturu, Yobe State, where members are holding a 2-day Northeast Zonal meeting to review activities of farmers in the sub-region. Hussein Mohammed Isa reports.
This is the first
This is the first time farmers from the 6 states of Northeast region are converging on Damaturu under the auspices of All Farmers Association of Nigeria to discuss issues and progress of farmers in the zone. Critical issues discussed at the meeting includes ways of increasing credit facilities to farmers, assessing 2018 performances of farmers,
to assess the role of Bank of Agriculture, which is our own bank, the Farmers Bank, in financing macro and micro scale farmers in the zone.
Governor Ibrahim Gaidam, who was represented by the Commissioner of Agriculture and Natural Resources, Mustapha Gajerima, said the 3,000 naira cost of fertilizer in Yobe was the cheapest in the country, and the state government is determined to create more jobs through agriculture. Representatives of Bank of Agriculture and Central Bank of Nigeria both highlighted the impact of anchor borrowers policy of the federal government.
Stakeholders here were unanimous against proposed ban on importation of fertilizer, saying such policy will do more harm than good. I am Hussein Mohammed Isa, NTA News.
The Presidential Advisory Committee on the Elimination of Drug Abuse has declared total war on the menace to save Nigerian youths. The chairman of the committee, Buba Marwa, said this at an interface with journalists in Abuja. Ahmed now reports.
The issue of drug abuse by youths ranging from intake of unprescribed drugs to taking of overdose drugs such as tramadol, codeine to hard drugs like cocaine and marijuana, among others, especially in the northern part of the country, where an estimated 3 million bottles of codeine is consumed daily, has become a serious concern to both the government and other relevant stakeholders. It is against this backdrop that a Presidential Advisory Committee was inaugurated by President Muhammadu Buhari earlier this month to address the menace. On the new strategies to combat the menace, the committee is preferring step-by-step approach by blocking all supply channels.
Our purpose is to bring out strategies urgently that would also be sustainable to eliminate this unfortunate situation that we are faced with, that is drug abuse.
Meanwhile, the committee members were on advocacy mission to Africa's largest television network, the NTA. They were received by the Director General Yakubu Ibn Mohammed.
Criminality is very closely associated with incidents of drug abuse. If you look at the case of the insurgency in the Northeast, most of the insurgents, as a matter of fact, all of the insurgents, always act under the influence of drugs. It will be there for you all the time. Knock, and the door will be open. Thank you very much.
The committee is to embark on a nationwide campaign on the dangers of drug abuse. Ahmed, NT News.
Traders in Delta State have joined the League of Beneficiaries of the Federal Government Social Intervention Program, Trader Money. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo was on ground to share the good news.
The Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, greeted with a heroic welcome by these traders at Main Market Warri, elated at the federal government's noble initiative of improving their businesses and ultimately their well-being. The Vice President was also at Obogonogu Market, where he interacted with these traders.
It's very, very encouraging. If they continue like this, Nigeria will be a very good place for every one of us to be.
In fact, we love their work, everything. Even the way they attend us today, we are very happy.
Fantastic. We're now at Asaba Market, and it's going very well. The VP, they're all excited to see him. We have many beneficiaries. It's impacting their businesses, and we're still going to do so much.
The visit also afforded the Vice President another opportunity to set the record straight about the essence of trader money.
The funds we're using were approved by the National Assembly. This is what is called the Government Empowerment and Enterprise Program. Under it, we have the market money and the trader money, all duly approved by the National Assembly. If today some people don't like it, perhaps it's because they are now on the other side.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo was also at the palace of the Olu of Warri and the Ovie Palace in Ugeli.
We've looked at the whole commercial landscape of Nigeria. The largest number of people engaged in commerce are petty traders. They are small traders, some of them tabletop traders, some selling on trays. Their inventory is usually not more than 2,000 naira, 3,000 naira, 5,000 naira. The president then decided, following an experience he had with the Katsina Foundation, which he was chairman of, that it is better to give these petty traders some money as a loan, 10,000 naira. When they pay back the 10,000 naira, we give them 15,000. When they pay back 15, we give them 20. And we keep increasing it all the way up to 100,000, so long as they pay back. That is the design of the trader money, because we want to enable people at the lowest rung of the ladder.
Elo Agbra, NTA News.
And efforts towards enhancing ease of doing business through business incentive strategy are getting stronger with the registration of 69,000 entities in 2 months. The Acting Registrar General of Corporate Affairs Commission, Azuka Azinge, stated this at a media roundtable in Abuja. Musa Abubakar reports.
The focal point of the federal government's Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council is to enhance ease of doing business for small and medium-scale enterprises as well as law investors. Key to achievement of this objective is the reform initiated by the Corporate Affairs Commission, which includes digitalization of legacy records, full decentralization of operations, and deployment of the company registration portal, among other notable initiatives.
Several MSMEs.
So far, the Commission has made strides in business registration in line with global best practices.
Registration service can now be done online in all 36 states of the Federation. From anywhere in the world, you create a username and immediately start your registration. This initiative is to guarantee uninterrupted availability of service 24/7, as well as ensure efficient service delivery. Under the new arrangement, members of the public do not have to submit a proficiency certificate to the Commission for registration of companies and business names.
With the success recorded through the business incentive strategy, the Commission remains optimistic that Nigeria's chances of moving up the ladder on the ease of doing business ranking is underway. In Abuja, I am Musa Abubakar, NTA News.
With Yuletide, a period of festivities and reunion with family members and friends, is characterized by heavy human and vehicular movements. As this year's Christmas approaches, the federal government has taken steps to reduce to the barest minimum accidents and travel time for Nigerians during the period. Works and Housing correspondent Mohammed Hamza Sheikh tells us more.
Owing to anxiety, impatience, and sometimes recklessness, every year Nigeria loses many lives during festive periods, which come with heavy traffic on the highways. To reduce such carnage on the roads, the Buhari administration has asked all contractors handling its road projects to hasten work on them, especially critical and dangerous sections.
How much has he covered out of the 26 kilometers? Christmas is, I think, 2 weeks away. I don't understand. And the sections that need your attention is more than 40%.
Sharp and dangerous bends that have claimed lives over the years are already being redesigned and reconstructed in different parts of the country. Among them, the Okene-Auchi stretch, a section of the Abuja-Lokoja-Benin dual carriageway, which has always been a nightmare to travelers. So also the Hawa-Mamija bend along Home-Mubi Road in Adamawa State, which prior to its redesign and reconstruction claimed lives on daily basis.
As far as this work has been started, we have been thanking you, sir. We're thanking the federal government of Nigeria. We're thanking the President Buhari, being that he was even awarding this road.
Government has also opened a portion of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway under construction to motorists so as to ease vehicular movement. The federal government says the measure has become necessary to ensure that this year's Yuletide is accident-free for Nigerians. Muhammad Hamza Sheikh, NTA News.
You're watching NTA Network News. Dotun is in Lagos. And he brings us more reports. Compliments of the season to you, Dotun.
Same to you, Elizabeth, and a warm welcome to Lagos. The Lagos-Abeokuta section of the Standard Gauge Rail Project is to be completed by January 2019. Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, who stated this, said the inspection of the project will be sustained to ensure strict compliance with the completion date. Paul Omukago has details.
The imminent return of train services following ongoing construction of standard gauge rail project is seen as a step towards boosting socio-economic activities. Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi and some members of the House Committee on Land Transportation were obviously impressed after over 30-kilometer ride on train from the Lagos corridor to Afowowa in Ogun State. Nigeria, the minister stressed, must learn to develop our own technology and infrastructure to reduce dependence on others.
The idea is to bring the vice president and some ministers to join us in the ride. When we do the ride, we will then allow passengers to use it up to Abeokuta. Our target is that by the end of the month, we should get to Ibadan.
You will be so unrealistic as a person if you do not accept the reality that so much has gone on here. We're driving now on the train corridor from Lagos all the way to Abeokuta. Massive construction work going on.
We started it sometime last year, and we started riding on it. And hopefully, as the minister said, by January, there will be a passenger service.
When we got the concessional loan from Exim Bank of China, I never knew it was going to take this early for them to complete this magnitude of work.
The delay in the Iju to Lagos section of the project, the minister said, was due to initial challenges which have been addressed. From Afowowa in Ogun State, Paul Omukago, NTA News.
Over 300 indigents of River State repatriated from Benin Republic are appealing to their state for quick integration into the society. They made the appeal during a peaceful demonstration to protest what they described as ill treatment and abandonment by Nigerian embassy in Benin after bringing them back in 6 luxury buses. Rotimi Oluwagbemi has the details.
These are some of the Ogoni people who fled to neighboring West African countries in 1995. The leader of the returnees, Mr. Undo Akekwe, said several attempts were made in the past to repatriate them until early this week when their hope was rekindled and they were brought back after 23 years in exile.
What I want the government now is that they should come to pick us back and possible rehabilitate the life of these people that have suffered these 23 years. We don't want to come back and start another helpless life.
There is no place like home. Here is our home. When we entered here the first day, we thought that everything is okay, hoping that as our leg has reached ground.
The children also voiced their challenges.
I'm not feeling fine. I'm having a lot of sickness. My stomach is even paining me.
Head of administration in the liaison office, Edward Akpan, decried the condition of the returnees and they assured them that the Rivers State government is on top of the situation.
My boss, I know, is already in Port Harcourt. Is already on the matter, is following up in Port Harcourt. But I've also told them, individuals, staffs and residents in the premises here have been showing concern. The women have been giving them clothes. Others have been bringing money, buying things. But I think the government, my boss is already on it. They are doing their best.
The returnees are, however, optimistic that well-meaning Nigerians and relevant government agencies will come to their aid. In Lagos, Rotimi Oluwagbemi, NTA News.
You're still watching NTA Network News. More reports ahead after this time out. Please stay with us.
Season's greetings from FCMB, my bank and I.
You in the air-conditioned office with the itchy throat. Strepsils. Girl in the spotlight with the raspy throat. Strepsils. You in the pollution. It's you. Dry throat. Strepsils. Hello in the downpour with the scratchy throat. Take Strepsils. Strepsils, with its soothing medicinal ingredients, will heal the harm done to your throat from external factors. Strepsils. Strepsils. Strepsils, for a dry, itchy, raspy scratch.
Cadbury Hot Chocolate 3-in-1, a delicious combination of rich cocoa and wholesome goodness of milk. Just add hot water to get an instant chocolatey treat that delights your senses. Season's greetings from FCMB, my bank and I.
You in the air-conditioned office with the itchy throat. Strepsils. Girl in the spotlight with the raspy throat. Strepsils. You in the pollution. It's you. Dry throat. Strepsils. Hello in the downpour with the scratchy throat. Take Strepsils. Strepsils, with its soothing medicinal ingredients, will heal the harm done to your throat from external factors. Strepsils. Strepsils. Strepsils, for a dry, itchy, raspy scratch.
Cadbury Hot Chocolate 3-in-1, a delicious combination of rich cocoa and wholesome goodness of milk. Just add hot water to get an instant chocolatey treat that delights your senses. Cadbury Hot Chocolate 3-in-1, just add hot water.
Kehinde suffers from indigestion. His twin Taiyi suffers from heartburn. Sometimes it's the other way around, or both. That's why they use Gaviscon Double Action. It soothes within 3 minutes and lasts for up to 4 hours. For double relief from heartburn and indigestion, Gaviscon Double Action.
This festive season, there's no place like home. Get a GoTV decoder and GoTenna and 1 month of GoTV Max subscription for only 6,900 Naira. GoTV. Live it, love it.
Human and vehicular movements as buyers try to engage in last-minute shopping of goods and services. Though there was a reduction in prices of some items like beans, which formerly sold for 35,000 Naira, now sells for 25,000 Naira, while other items are experiencing varying price fluctuations.
Oloi, this one's 25,000. Yes, this one now Olo, they're selling 26,000. And this one now RMBs, they're selling 25,000.
The price change. The brown one, this brown one. Before we are buying it 1.2, but because of the occasion, because of the Xmas, they increased it to 1.4.
Now Ogbolo is 5,000 Naira. That's like 900 grams of Ogbolo. Before it was 3,000 Naira.
And now to the Nigerian Stock Exchange, where trading on the floor of the exchange experienced bearish sentiments, recording at 0.09% and all-share index of 30,773.64 basis points. The total volume traded was put at 193.5 million, valued at 3.6 billion naira in 2,922 deals. The market capitalization as at today is 11.2 trillion naira. And to other stories, the Debt Management Office, DMO, has announced the results of its recent public offering of 100 billion naira. The DMO noted that it received subscription of over 132 billion naira from 2,073 investors. The high success rate of the Sukuk, which is the second by the federal government, showed investors' appetite for FGN securities and their belief that the proceeds will be used to improve the state of roads infrastructure in the country. All right, Elizabeth, I'm sure you will really agree with me that even though the year is winding up, the financial and economic sector is not winding up.
Exactly. And we'll take more stories from Enugu with Bright. Over to you, Bright.
Welcome to Enugu Network Center. A non-governmental organization known as One-on-One Nigeria has pledged its total support for the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari for a second term in office come 2019. This came to fore at a press conference organized in Awka, Anambra State to highlight President Buhari's achievements so far in the southeast. Ndem Kalu has details.
The group One-on-One Nigeria is an independent network of the Igbos determined to achieve Igbo presidency by returning President Muhammadu Buhari for second term. This the group noted they do through massive awareness campaign to convince the Igbos. The leader of the group, Chido Obidiegu, who highlighted the numerous achievements of President Muhammadu Buhari for the Igbos in his first term, gave assurance that the 95 local government areas in the southeast will cast their votes for President Muhammadu Buhari, adding that his socio-economic and political interventions have endeared him to well-meaning Nigerians. Hence, the support by One-on-One Nigeria for his second term bid.
We honor and profit and in fact infusively invite and implore our brothers and sisters all over Igbo, Delta, and Rivers State, as well as those in diaspora, who join us in this noble and honorable cause for the total emancipation of the Igbo youth and restoration of the dignity of the Igbo man.
The group later celebrated the birthday of President Muhammadu Buhari, wishing him more years of dedication in his selfless service to the nation. In Awka, Ndem Kalu, NTA News.
The Enugu State Executive Council has approved over 1 billion naira for the rehabilitation and construction of roads and public buildings across the state. Susan Eze has details of the Executive Council approvals as released by the Commissioner for Information and others.
In line with state government's commitment to the 4-point agenda, key of which is rural development, the Commissioner for Works, Greg Naji, announced approval by ESCO to commit over 881 million naira to the rehabilitation and construction of roads, especially in the hinterlands, and rehabilitation of roads within the Institute of Management and Technology, IMT Enugu, among others. 136.4 million naira was committed to the construction of the proposed Court of Appeal, Enugu, and to the furnishing of the Magistrate Court building at Ikem. For improved response to fire incidents in Enugu State, Commissioner for Rural Development, also Gabe Onuzulike, announced the approval of 144.6 million naira for purchase of 5 fire trucks for the 5 fire stations across the senatorial zones in the state.
There are 10,500 of youth corps members currently serving in Enugu. So, and each person will also get 10,000 naira as Christmas gifts.
Government, he said, will also appreciate all other security outfits in the state for their efforts in curbing crimes to the barest minimum in Enugu State. In Enugu, Susan Eze, NTA News.
That's our contribution from Enugu. Is back to Elizabeth in Abuja for more reports. It's back to.
Thank you. Right, let's take another break. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us.
Irin tallafin da muke samu daga wannan gwamnati tun daga gwamnatin jiha har zuwa ta tarayya shi ya ja mu har mun kafa kungiya ta noman masara. Gwamnatin tarayya tana tallafa mana kwarai da taki wanda muke amfani da shi kamar yadda aka sani noman masara bai ci gaba sai da wadatar taki.
Ina noma farkon noma na ina noma kamar misali ina noma hekta 1 2 amma yanzu Allah ya taimake ni na kai ga noma hekta 5 ko 10 duk ina iya noma kuma akan wannan shirye-shirye na manufofin Buhari.
Tun muna samun da in mun kai shi nan kungiyar mu ga sati muna tara kuɗi da suka kai naira 10,000 to ya kai ga yanzu abun ya haɓaka har muna samun naira 50,000 ga sati zuwa 100.
Thanks for staying with us. Talking sports now with Ayodiji Makinde.
A new 4-year term for the Nigeria Olympic Committee started Thursday after the conclusion of its annual general meeting and elections in Yola, Adamawa State. Kenne Imagbodike reports that Habu Gumel returned unopposed for a third term as president, as Tunde Kokwola lost his seat to Banji Oladapo as Secretary General of the committee. Two-time African champions Nigeria have been drawn in Group A alongside hosts Tanzania, Angola and debutants Uganda ahead of 2019 CAF Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations. The finals come up from 14th to the 28th April as the semi-finalists qualify to represent Africa at the FIFA Under-17 World Cup in Peru next year. Team NTA has retained the FCT Swan 5-a-side football tournament trophy following a 2-0 victory over Team People's Daily at the Soho Sports 24 Center in Abuja on Thursday.
What does he do? Kilajolu with the goal, and it's goal number 1. Team NTA leads in the first half.
Team NTA also finished second in the table tennis event, much to the delight of the Executive Director News, Mohammed Labbo.
NTA won it last year. It has won it this year, so NTA has continued to be a leader.
Outstanding athletes, sports administrators and sports journalists, including NTA's Kende Imagbodike, were also honored at a dinner. A field of contenders, including Sunday Olakpade and Ghana's Vincent Toga, are in a race for the 2018 West Africa Golf Tour season-ending championship at the IBB International